In the outer regions of Alpha Carina Nebula, the Israelites struggled to survive under Emperor Ahab's rule aboard the galactic station Jezreel for decades. The station was beautiful, but it had rotted from the inside out as the worship of false star entities rose among the people. Their unity dissolved, fractured by the alluring promises of Baal, the god preached by foreign zealots traveling the nebulas. Amidst this turmoil stood a lone figure, Seraphine's chosen warrior, his name resonating in both realms, divine and mortal, Elijah. Bound by his oath to the Creator of all, Elijah walked the galaxy speaking truth, his faith unyielding against the oppressive anti-God propaganda of Ahab and his queen Jezebel. One day, Elijah received his mission on the Atmosphere Radiant Command Deck to hold an ultimate showdown, a convocation of cosmic proportions against the priests of Baal at the desert moon of Mount Nebo. He sent a galactic message that echoed through radio waves and hologram signals, summoning both sides to assemble, not just the priests, but the people as well. The calling was clear. If the Lord is God, follow him. If Baal, follow him. There was no turning back. They stood upon that barren lunar surface, Baal's priests in their flowing scarlet cloaks, and Elijah armed only with faith, a glowing staff, and a communicator linked straight to the stars. 2 altars were constructed out of neutron stone and flecked with cosmic diamond dust, one for Baal and another for the god of creation. The challenge? To invoke fire from beyond the stars to ignite the altar. Baal's priests went first. They chanted, danced and shouted from sunrise to moonrise under the fading pink clouds above. Their cries filled the thin, vibrating atmosphere, and yet nothing came. The altar lay cold, motionless like the void between galaxies. Their desperation grew, their voices cracked, and still, no divine answer came. Then Elijah stepped forward, his unyielding determination casting an aura that seemed to pulse alongside the rhythmic hum of the nebula behind him. When he spoke, it didn't feel like speech. It felt like creation itself bending toward him. "Fill the trench around my altar with the water of the crystalline glaciers," he commanded. There were murmurs among the masses. Water was precious, especially extracted from distant moons, and yet they obeyed. Gallon after gallon was poured until it overflowed, drenching the altar. "Let there be no mistake that I do this not by my power, but the Creator's." Elijah raised his staff, its light shimmering as if whispering secrets forgotten by the stars. He began to pray, quiet at first, then rising, swelling, his words resonating with a deep and haunting majesty that seemed older than the cosmos. And then, it came. A fire, more vivid and ferocious than they'd ever seen, descended from the heavens. It wasn't a blaze. They knew it was more than that. It was as if a fragment of the universe's very core had opened. The altar erupted in brilliance, the water vaporizing instantaneously, the rocks scorched and molten. The masses fell to their knees as a voice echoed louder than any man could speak, resonating with both sentience and love. "I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am Lord over all that exists." Silence fell over the moon, but the weights of centuries lifted from Earth's chosen people. Hearts realigned with purposed clarity. As the priests of Baal were seized, repentance swept across the Nebula Station's community like a roaring tidal wave, and they rebuilt their sanctuaries in honor of the Creator alone. With a soul on fire and yet a heart at peace, Elijah looked to the stars and muttered, "May thy kingdom never cease."